Hello and welcome to another Geometry Dash building video. Today we're getting back into my level, okay I guess, which still isn't named. If you guys ever come up with an idea for a name, put it in the comments below. Do it. Anyways, in the last episode, we worked on this 3D section here, and I added all these extra bits and bloops to make it look really snazzy. I don't want to work on this today. It was an absolute pain to work on it the other day. So what I'm going to do is actually work on this section coming up here. I want this area to kind of be an interior sort of area of, you know, tables and chandeliers and all these good castly interior bits. I think that'll be really cool. If you like the series so far, don't forget to check out the rest of it in the playlist below. And also don't forget to like the video and subscribe to me. It really helps out. I also just set up a new Twitter, so I might be posting on there. I'll make a post whenever I upload a video, but who knows when that will be. I'm like recording this in between like Christmas and New Year, so I have no idea if I'm getting this out within 2024 or 2025, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I think it's about time I get actually into the building. Now for the entrance to this, I wanted to do kind of a portcullis. I might have it raise up a bit so you have to go through here. Although if I'm gonna make this whole area 3D, I'm gonna make portcullis 3D. So I think I'll leave that for a bit of a later episode and just work on the kind of gameplay for this for now. First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna stretch all of these out so that it's an actual like floor. All right, now you can really see the kind of area that I want to use. I'm actually not sure how much space I want to give in here. So if I bring this back a little bit, I feel like I should drop the floor down a little bit, honestly. Although that big white piece of glow is kind of in the way, so I'm gonna drop that down a bit. I just gotta figure out what layer it's on because I got 5 million layers going on here. All right, I believe it's 3. So if I move 3 down, does that fix it? Oh, yeah, that does fix it. Oh, that's perfect. Although I think that's just down a little too low. So I'm gonna pull it up a little bit, and I think I'm also gonna put a ramp. Ooh, or even better yet, I'll put stairs. All right, does that look better? Yeah, kind of looks like stairs. I'm going to make it so that this move happens a little sooner. That should give us enough space to work with. I think it might be worth actually setting up a guide here, just so that everything fits in nicely. Like if I go here and make this 110, make 110 up to the player's X, and then that should happen. Needs to happen a little sooner. And then what you can do is if you go to static, make the duration 0, it will just snap to it, but it will be smooth velocity. That allows it to kind of smoothly glide in. Group 110 and follow. That was not smooth in the slightest. We'll see how that works. It doesn't look great because all I really wanted to do is push it up a bit. I think it's because the yellow line's off because I don't know what zoom we're actually at. I believe this zoom trigger is the last one. It's 0.550, which I think is a little too zoomed out for this area. I might zoom it in like 0.75 over the course of like 2. Yeah, I think that's so much better. It's actually so much better. And then what I can do is put this to 0.75, line this up correctly with the portal, that kind of everything happens at. What if I put this sooner? How weird will that be? Actually, not that weird. You know, I'm gonna put the same thing as all of these, and hopefully that should work a little better. That works a lot better, although that is not lined up. All right, let's see if that works. Yeah, that looks much better. All right, well now we've got our basis for this. Now we just got to figure out how it's gonna play, and that I'm not quite sure about. What I'll do is I'll extend this part out a lot more, because I think it'd be cool if this was like a ball, or I had a spider or something else in here to kind of fluff it up. Fluff it up? I guess that's one way of putting it, because in this song there's this clear like, bum, bum, bum. And so I'll try and match everything up to that a little bit. So you get a bit of time to get used to this. I could make it mini, although I'm not sure about that. Ooh, that's gonna be very annoying. Everything is kind of off grid. So what I'm gonna do is delete all these lads, half space it down, half space it in. Now this should be better. Wow, that launches you up a lot. Oh, it's because I've got the gravity still on. Is it gravity or time warp? Which one was it? Yep, gravity. So I'm going to revert this back to normal gravity. So I only really had it on for the swing copter. And this will be 1. I'm pretty sure 1's the default. Move the start pause closer so I can get a better grip on this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Huh? What was that about? Why is it like, huh? One really annoying thing about the start position is you can't make it free mode. There is no free mode on start position, so it just breaks some things. I'm gonna just make it cube because cube is by default free mode. What is happening? Why is it doing that? Is it because of the... It's because of the static, but it's just like messing up for some reason. It's really hard to make easy gameplay because I don't know what's too easy and not too easy. Alright, I kind of went silent for a lot of that, so I might time-lapse it, but we have our basic gameplay in place. I'm worried this is a little too tricky, like a 3-star or whatever, like difficulty gameplay, but it should be fine. There's plenty of places for you to like rest, and it's a little hard to see some of the blocks now, but that's mainly because it's like white on white, and then this will be a new section here until it gets to kind of towards the end of the song. So I'm nearly there. I feel like this is section 4 of maybe like 5 or 6. I suck at doing block design, and I have no idea what to do for the block design, so I'm going to do the background first because I think that'll be easier. I'll just go to a layer that isn't really being used, like this one, and what I might do is have these as all kind of windows similar to these. I'm just going to grab this, and then we're gonna make something good out of it. So I'm just gonna rip these from here and then take it to layer like 5, and then I can always detail them up later, so I don't really mind. So if I do something like that, maybe scale it up there-ish. Ooh, I could also do stained glass windows a little later on. I think I might vary up what the background pattern will be. But if I do that, and then I get some of these, and then I can just warp this up. There we go. And then I can push this all to, I don't know, we'll go B3 for now, I guess. I should probably actually match it to this color. Is this doubled up? What's happening here? Okay, this is 21. Cool, that's cool. And what I'll do is put this on 112 and then make it lock to player X and then modify it to like 0.9 maybe. So what all that will do is it'll make it kind of slowly move, and I forgot to set it. 0.9 is way too slow, so what if I do 0.8? 0.8 is also too slow. That's really up at 0.6. Yeah, I think 0.6 is kind of spot on. What I might do is just turn all of this, get rid of that, then you can't even notice. That's so much better. Another small detail, this blue portal here, I made it so that you can either fall into it or jump into it, because you know, it's an easy level, you want options, you don't want it to be boom, 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 difficult all the time. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for now. What I might do is I kind of want to have like a balcony or something, like I take this and then just have it go all the way down to the ground. Alright, this is turned out pretty good actually. Yeah, and then I'll make it kind of when you enter this area will be the stained glass windows. I'm actually not sure what kind of design to go for. What I might do is grab these, have these lower down, and then have like circles above them. Let's see how that'll look. Although these are kind of ovular, huh? Because if I do something like this, there we go, that looks interesting. I don't know if it necessarily looks good, but I could definitely do something with that. Honestly, there's room to make them bigger. I'm really patching this up in like the worst way possible. Like, whatever. Kind of doing this by eye, and I don't think it's working out. Whatever, that's good enough. Will anyone really notice if they're slightly off? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. You can have some cool glass designs on there. I think that looks pretty good. I don't know how I'm gonna do glass designs for that. I think it's gonna hurt my brain trying to make. I also don't know what I want to go after this. I think I'll just bring these over for now. I'm actually not sure how I'm gonna end it because of the kind of nature of the level. Whatever, I'm just gonna do this and then it'll sort itself out. Actually, what I'll do, even better idea. This is all static, right? No, it's not. What I'll do is I'll make one that's static and place it at the end here so there's a smooth transition out. Hopefully it'll work like that. And hopefully it will like seamlessly integrate. it will not seamlessly integrate. Why did I do that? I reckon I can add these here. And then I'll smooth it out even more. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Kind of stops awkwardly. I don't really know how to fix that at all. I should probably lean towards the mic so you can actually hear me. I think that's looking good. I'm just gonna leave that for now. I reckon that's pretty decent. I wanna make these stained glass, but I don't know how to do that. I'm so dry on inspiration. I'm gonna go and look at some other levels. All right, sorry for this being so abrupt. I didn't know how to cut into it. Anyways, this is Citadel, which was one of the event levels for the NCS album. And I want to take a look at this one because it's also castle themed, but it's a lot darker, and also the color palette is very green and purple. Some things I do like are how they've done the bricks here. The way I've done bricks is using the default object, but here they've done their own custom one. This outdoor area here looks really, really nice, and I really want to do an outdoor area. There's so many different moving parts and effects and things that I really want to incorporate into my own level. They use effects incredibly well, but it's also because it's fast-paced, and my level isn't fast-paced, so I've got to use them in a different way, and I've got to figure out how to translate that, you know, kind of into how I want to use it. This area, I don't know. I like the guillotines. I'm kind of just talking nonsense at the moment. I'm probably not going to add saws into mine either, but I do like the pieces of armor there. And this section, I will never gush over how good it is. The way, like, they cut the camera in 2, and then in 4, it's incredible, and it's still completely sight readable. Like, I did this like first try, even though I'm in practice mode. Didn't do this section first try because this section is really hard, but climbing up the tower, it's such a cool visual. And I don't think I'm going to do that because I've already got an idea of how I want the level to go next, but the climb up the tower is so sick. Alright, we've got to the next one already. This is Castle Mania by Serpunge and 5 million other people, of course. Again, really, really detailed castle. I love the way they've done the windows in here. I love the way they've done a lot of the other things in here. Also, sorry if the gameplay is a little jumpy. I had to kind of cut because I was using practice mode, and this level's medium demon, and I could not be bothered finishing it in one go. But yeah, there's so many little bits of glow and things that sway in the background and move and pulse and things, and I really gotta get on top of that. This is also a lot darker than what my level is. This is like, you know, nighttime, rainy aesthetic, and mine's a lot more bright, sunny day aesthetic. And again, I don't think I'll add stuff like chains and saws and things into mine. It doesn't fit to me. But stuff like the wooden pieces there and these like little blocks, those are all things that I should add into my own level. Now here, the chandeliers, I want to add these sort of chandeliers into the section I'm working on now. It's also like suits of armor and things. The detailing is immaculate. And I really want to get to a level where I can do that. It's hard, but I want to be able to do that. Getting to the end of the level, there's a few bits of like topiary and a lot more wood structuring. I think I'm going to end up replacing all the wood pieces, like the bridges and things I've done with wood that kind of looks like this. I think that would be a much better idea. And they've, of course, got little vines and other details on the ends of things. So that's the standard route. And then I went and took a look just a little bit at the top route because I didn't realize I was in normal mode and wasn't in practice. But the top route has the stained glass windows in them, and that is exactly what I'm looking to do in this section I'm making right now. I mean, you can see it here, some stained glass windows, but here in the back, the way they've done them is so cool, and this has got probably the best block design, that little section in there. This section here isn't really what I'm looking for, which is fine because I kind of finish here, but yeah, I really love those stained glass windows. And then finally, of course, we've got Glorious Fortress, which I've been harping on about the entire time I've been building this. The more I look at it, the less I like the blue to pink color combination that's here, because I tried to use that in my level and just didn't quite work out. I feel like this has almost a Jonathan GD-esque feel to it, where it's used a lot of default objects in kind of weird and interesting ways, but it also has a lot more of a cartoony aesthetic that I'm not quite going for. You can see there's like solid outlines on pretty much everything, and that's something I want to avoid. I want it to be a little cleaner in its aesthetic, is what I'm kind of going for. I love the painting in the background there. Again, a lot of these details I really want to add, and I love the greenery in this section, and that's what I want to add to the previous section I worked on that's like all outdoors. Not a fan of this wood, but that's fine. But yeah, there's so many little details I need to add to my level, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare adding them because I'm not a detail-oriented person. I'm very much just like broad strokes, big picture, which is why I don't end up finishing anything, and stuff I do end up finishing feels a little empty, which is unfortunate because I just got so many ideas that I just don't know how to execute them very well. This whole section, everything is absolutely moving like crazy, and I don't think I'm going to have something like that, but just how alive everything feels and bright and sunny everything is. I want to capture that. I really want to capture that. But anyways, I've been rambling for like the past couple minutes. That's the end of this time lapse. Into the next one. So, with this time lapse, I was just changing everything to be normal speed. I was playing it in the half speed that a lot of the rest of the level has been in, and it was just way too slow. So I thought I'd speed everything up, and then I had to push everything over as a result. Absolute nightmare. But I just want to take the opportunity to say I did not get this out before the new year. It is currently January 1st. I'm very hungover and I'm trying to record this. So hopefully I'll get it out tonight, you know, and this can be my New Year's present, and I can restart that like weekly schedule I kind of had going. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, because I struggled a lot with this episode and what to add and everything, and there's going to be so many little details to add next. So, well, that's the end of it. Back into it. Alright, with all that inspiration gathered and this also altered, it feels so much better. Now I'm going to work on probably the background a little bit more. I'll leave the foreground and the block design maybe until a later episode. I had an idea. This part is really weird in how it operates, because you can see here it kind of joins up. It looks awkward, doesn't work. What I'm going to do instead is delete all this, go to here, grab this again. If I take this and bring this here, what I can do, it's way too big now, but this will be like a little window. So you go through here, and then like the foreground comes back over the top of you. Scale it down to, I don't know, about there. I've also got to stop just like talking over when I do the keyboard, because like you cannot hear anything I'm saying. Like I was just editing the first half of this video, and like every time I press the keyboard, I'm like, can't hear anything. Actually cannot hear anything. Yeah, if I do this and then have like a couple of them side by side like this, push it up to about there. I should probably push it to a different layer. Maybe 6 is free, right? Have this on 113, move 113 by like, I don't know, negative 100, and then for like 3 or something. Does that cover all of it? All right. That actually looks really good. The only problem is you can see where it starts to move. With a lot of objects, a neat trick to help you out is if it starts off camera, you don't need any easing. But if it starts on camera, you need the ease in out. Because it's barely starting where you enter the camera, the ease in out is going to help move it across. Although it needs to move a lot faster. I can probably get away with doing another one of these. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. That's exactly what I want. The other thing that's bothering me is there needs to be something else that goes here. I'm just going to be lazy and copy this over once more, because if I flip it like that, probably about the same distance. And then I can do like, I got 6 different things to do stained glass with. The only thing I might do is pull it in just a tad, because I don't know if you can see, but you first enter this area with top here, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, and I'll do the same here, which would have been a smarter idea to just do it all at once. Whatever, I'm not smart. That'll do. Yeah, so you can see it doesn't cut off at the top there anymore, which I guess I didn't need to do it for the one over here, but I just did it so that they're both kind of even. Ooh, although that's a problem. Yeah, if I get this to stop a little later, so if I go 16.5, then you're not going to see it kind of just like go, because I really want this to be a nice, smooth transition. You can still see it kind of stop. Isn't great. What I could always do, speed this up. Let's see how ridiculous this looks. looks surprisingly not that ridiculous, though it does feel a touch too fast. I'm gonna make it 0.55, extend out the movement to 17. I'm also gonna extend this out. I mean, I probably shouldn't be worrying about the transition at this point in time, seeing as there is nothing to transition into, but I prefer it to be nice and clean. Yeah, that looks good. I think this needs to go though. This still sticks out. So what I might do is over here, 112, move back probably about 60, because this should not be viewable. Right here is not viewable to the player, right? That is where it should end. So if I do this, just add a little bit extra here. The other thing I'll do is, usually what you'll see is, and there's a dash orb like this, where the parts you can't see, there'll be a nice platform underneath. I'm gonna add that in, and that should leave ample space. And this will all be invisible. Cool. Now that are all hidden, that should make our workspace look a lot cleaner, and it'll look a lot cleaner in this preview as well. Of course, I fill it with like spikes and objects and other things. I'll have to get to that a little later. Wow, that looks really good actually. The only thing I'll do is time this so it actually ends properly. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and that should be good. Hopefully, this should be all smooth, and I don't have to worry about like making all the everything sync up and line up, because it's really pissing me off. Ooh, okay, that's a little orkies. Do is have this as part of the transition, so it's like a massive sweep. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. You can't even tell. I think I'm good with that. The next thing I'm gonna work on is the stained glass windows. I'm gonna save everything first in case it doesn't crash. In case it does crash. All right, in Castle Mania, I really like the way they did the stained glass windows in the kind of upper section. And the way they did it is it kind of had layers of glass over the top. It's really hard to figure out actually. I should probably just copy the level and figure out how they did it. But I think it'd be cooler if I did it myself. So I'm gonna use it in these little circles. Kind of looks like they've taken a block that kind of looks like this, and then they've gotten like this, they've layered it above. This is just for an example, don't worry about it. And we'll go yellow, blending, 50% opacity. And then you can see it turns the outline a different color. That's kind of how they've done things. I'm not gonna copy, I'm gonna be inspired by what they've done and do the exact same thing. I don't like the way they've done some of them, so I'm gonna do different shapes. Castle Mania was built in 2.1, right? Now that we're in 2.2, I can do all sorts of wacky shenanigans with warping. Does that look good? Absolutely not. I can't get it in place. Use free move. It's like slightly too wide. Ugh. Why am I being so pedantic about this? I could make different shapes and just kind of overlap them. I should have them actually depict things, actually. I have no idea what I'd depict. Depict. So those are our basic shapes that we'll cover in the background. Next, I think I'll make like a castle. I know, original considering the level. Do something like this, and then I can just warp this down an insane degree. I did a lot of these sort of details in my last level of Ephemeral. There's this section that has a lot of different little details in it, and so I did a lot of this sort of thing for that, so I'm kind of used to it by now. There we go, and we got our little castle stained glass. Only problem now is I have to actually fill it with the glass and line it up. I wish the anchoring point was a little more precise, because sometimes when I do it, it just doesn't feel like it's working quite properly. But whatever, it's a small nitpick. The warp tool is so useful. Actually one of the best features added to the game. There we go, now we've got our perfect stained glass castle, and then I can just fill the rest of it with these, but like different colors. Yep, that looks good to me. There we go, and then when I overlap these should all blend together. Damn, and look at the color difference that makes. That's cool as. Although I'm going to remove this, and now I can just copy paste from here. I should also probably warp some of these up. I guess it kind of looks like a stained glass window, kind of. It's a little goofy. All right, that kind of looks a little crazy. It looks a lot crazy. What I might do is just on the next layer, add a nice big backing to it. This will be like a low opacity gray or something. Maybe just low opacity black, which will help it stand out. Yeah, now it looks more saturated. Although it's a bit of a mess, but I guess that's the point of a stained glass window. I don't know, if I add this all to the same group as this, does it look decent? Actually, it looks really cool. It's a little all over the place. I should probably make it a little more structured. I think I might put this like way overcomplicated one in the center here, and then I can make a little less complex ones kind of around, and then I can like just use squares for this one, just like scale up a bunch of squares, and then the one in the middle is like the cacophony of all this random shit. Have one that's a little less scaled up, a little lad down here, a massive lad here. How does that look? Interesting. I like how it kind of turns purple. I think that's the best part about having this is all blending, is they kind of combine colors. I think it might be better if I don't splinter it up like this, but like, whatever. This last one can be red, and then this one was going to be the triangle one. Actually, the triangle one looks the best out of all of them. It looks sick as. I'll definitely come up with some other designs to go in here, but if you guys have any ideas for what sort of designs I should sort of go for, put it in the comments. Tell me. I need feedback. I'm getting like 0 feedback. It's getting to me. But let's see how this all looks in motion. I don't know why I played it in normal mode, but I guess we'll see how it looks. They look mental. They definitely need a border of some kind, and also to go on don't fade, don't enter. They do look absolutely mental. This will look a lot better once every other one of the million details I want to add is added in. Yeah, they look really cool. And then it's like you're exiting out the castle again. And then I've got a very good idea of what I want to do after this. I probably won't make it wave like I've put there. That's just a placeholder, but I've got a good idea of what I want to do there. Look, I've added detail. I want to make shorter episodes, so have less in it. This whole new section is just suddenly appeared, and I can work on it in the next couple of episodes along with finishing off the area before it. I really just kind of skipped to this because I really wanted to do this. That'll be it from me. I'll play through the whole level. Just a reminder, I have to put my own music over the top of it because the song is copyrighted. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and give me any feedback in the comments. Do it now. Anyways, that's it for today.